Miami, the backdrop, the venue that houses Combate Global, and our jaula where legends are made. And it is here in the studios of Univision. We are having a worldwide audience tune in, whether you're in USA or Mexico or Canada or Spain, France, you name it. You're all welcome to see the best in combat sports, Combate Global. Max Pretos, Rodolfo Roman, we are here in the main card. We've already had a lot of impressive performances, but do the best ones lie ahead? Lupe Contreras awaiting in the middle of the jaula. We're going to get started here with Mikey Malicious Reyes of Oxnard, Rodrigo Garcia, one of the big matchups, Rodolfo, in Combate USA, Mexico. We got one here.
Both these dudes are going to bring in Malicious Reyes. He said, I like to bring the pressure. I want someone to compete against me that will take this bout inside the middle of La Jaula. And Rodrigo is the guy. See these guys just from the start, just trade blows. Maritza Sanchez versus Aitana Alvarez. Sanchez has had a 2-fight win streak, has looked very well inside La Jaula. She has a tough challenge ahead of her against the debut of Alvarez as a debut in Combate Global. A very powerful striker as well, and of course, Warden Perez that will deliver.
As we see the head-to-head, Reyes now at 30 years of age, 2-inch height advantage. We're all even on the reach. We are in the flyweight division.
Las reglas oficiales de la jaula, 3 vueltas de 5 minutos, 3 jueces, utilizando el sistema de 10 puntos. Este duelo en la división peso mosca this bout. In the flyweight division, los jueces son, the judges are Lorenzo Toledo, James Lázaro y Richard Green. Y ahora, damas y caballeros, llegó el momento de un combate global. Presentando la esquina azul, vestido de negro, introducing the blue corner, wearing black, su peso oficial, 125 libras y media, his official weight, 125.5 pounds. Con un récord profesional de 6 victorias y 5 derrotas, with a pro record of 6 victories against 5 losses. Fighting straight out of Oxnard, California, Malicious Mikey Reyes. En la esquina roja, vestido de verde, in the red corner, wearing green, detuvo la báscula a un peso idéntico de 125 libras y media. He tipped the scales at an identical 125.5 pounds. En su quinto combate a nivel profesional, con récord de 3 victorias y 1 derrota. He enters la jaula for the 5th time as a pro, with a record of 3 victories against 1 lone defeat. Puro Monterrey, Nuevo León, México. Rodrigo Garcia. El referee, Alana Vélez.
Alana Vélez the third.
Obey my commands at all times. Protect yourself at all times. If you want to touch him up, go ahead. Come out fight. Judge. Judge. Judge.
Mikey Reyes.
Fighter, you ready? Fighter, you ready?
Rodrigo Garcia fighting out of Monterrey, which is the same hometown of Jair Perez. And it is Garcia in the green. And he's a different guy. When he's doing the publicity beforehand, he's mild-mannered, but he just transformed the look on his face as Reyes said he was going to be aggressive, and he's right at it.
This Reyes' background from the get-go is wrestling. He was a very
Rodrigo,
decorative
right,
high school wrestler. But he said, I want to throw down. This is the guy that's going to do it. Rodrigo Garcia will stand with you in the center of La Jaula, as we're seeing right now. These dudes want to keep it right here. Great attempt there from an uppercut from Rodrigo. Fast-paced, strong fighter, powerful. Reyes following through. By the way, those interviews we saw previously, the earrings he wore were made out of crocodile wood.
Crocodile wood?
Yeah.
Wow. Sounds very valuable. Reyes says, like my nickname, I am here with bad intentions. Loves to throw a suplex. He tried one just moments ago. He is really strong at 125 pounds. And Garcia's already got a little blood coming down from that left eye.
Suplexes are very difficult at times to land. in MMA because of the movement. The
Oh,
Lord!
Reyes now going, changing levels, maybe for a suplex.
Maliciously attacking Rodrigo.
Garcia got a good shot off. Reyes was just harder.
Woo.
He looks good.
Like a crash course. Reyes now trying to use his wrestling to take down Rodrigo. Rodrigo said that he's been working on this wrestling. Let's see if we can see that here. Oh, he is defending it very well. He might get out of this, but Rodrigo's damaged already.
Not comfortable fighting a southpaw, and Reyes
Switching
cocking
stance, yeah.
back that left.
Orthodox fighter, which throws you off. And trust me, it's really confusing when you fight that fighter to just switch stance.
Reyes, we saw him last time. He lost in June. Prior to that, 2 months, he was at Combate Reyes 2019. TKO of Oscar Suarez. He says life is amazing. He had a daughter 2 weeks ago. I like what he said. He says, looks like my fiance, so it's a beautiful baby. Come on, Mikey. Don't say you're a handsome man.
Don't sell yourself short, man.
Come on, Mikey. That's a good kick by Reyes. He is having a good first round, and Garcia, you have to...
Reyes looks very confident.
Yeah,
See
he does.
his movement, his shoulder movement.
Very grounded, too. He's knows where he's at in the howler. Looks like it's a home field advantage.
He said that at one point he considered walking away from MMA, but he's shaped up. His mental game is on point. He's a different fighter inside La Jaula. We're seeing it here tonight. Great left hand there.
Oh, big kick right under the armpit of Garcia. Now, Reyes looks good. He's saying all the right things. He feels good, but he needs to finish it here, get the victory so he can be complete.
Yeah, it's all about consistency, Max. And he has to be consistent with those shots.
Drops Garcia, slips though.
You can't be content. Yes, I damaged him. Yes, I've hit him quite some shots, but Garcia's gonna come at you. He's not gonna quit that easily. He's gonna give you a fight. And it seems the more he gets hit, the more he comes at you.
Yeah, I think Reyes is looking at Garcia and says, I've thrown a lot his way, and he's still standing there. He's in the center of the howler, and he's still ready to fight. Good kick. Body. Garcia pounces on him. Underhooks.
That hook there. Maybe he might switch levels here if he gets him on the other side of the clinch.
Well, this feels like as evenly matched. These are just a good
Very
matchup
even.
for both these guys. Big kick, but kind of blocked there by Reyes.
And kudos to Rodrigo. He said he's been working on that wrestling. He has. Any attempt from Reyes for the ground, he counters very well.
He's got a good chin, too. He's taking some shots. Reyes blocks that kick. It's a point, counterpoint. Reyes still wants to be first. He gets in there again. 30 seconds to go in the opening round.
But this, right now, is a very fast-paced fight. Let's see if we get into the second round where that pace goes.
Oh,
great shot,
went
though.
low, high.
Yeah, right there to the rib area of Rodrigo.
Good follow-up, too, by Reyes, who's going to, I think, win this round, so he's not going to leave empty-handed. He put a lot of effort in, and now he's got something to build off of for round two.
Mikey needs to work on those legs to prevent Rodrigo to switch the stance. He needs to cut in, walk in, walk in. And that will prohibit Rodrigo from switching stances.
You can see Reyes took some punishment as well. Although Garcia a little worse for wear, but still standing, still game plan intact for the fighter from Monterrey.
Might be bloodied up, but he's still going.
We talked about the...
We go here for the replay, Max. Reyes attempted to go for a takedown. Straight down. But Rodrigo, great counter with a takedown defense. Switching stance. Reyes captured him with that left hand, left hook. And again, bringing down Rodrigo to one knee. But quickly composed himself and got right back up. And then again, a slam from Reyes, setting up the second chapter of this bout.
Reyes, deep breath, and you can see a different look on his face, and he has that little blow on his bridge of his nose as we get ready for round two. Garcia in green. Garcia 3-0 in Combate. Last fought in October, majority decision against Richard Pabon, a fight that you brought up. He also won in May in the bantamweight tournament. It was an alternate fight. He beat Eduardo El Pube Alvarado. El Pube is on the Spanish broadcast team for Univision, and they love him at Univision. He does a great job. He wants to fight again, but he's really good at the commentating.
He's coming back. He's coming back. He said he's training. We'll see him very soon. What I like about these two guys is they're the men of their word. They said, I want to stand in the middle of the jaula, and for the most part, I would say, I don't have the official timing here, but I would say most of the time this fight has been fought in the center of the jaula.
It sure has. Reyes not as aggressive. I think he's
slowed down a bit.
Garcia's gained some respect from him.
Here's the unofficial scorecard, Max.
That's a good kick. Oh, he catches it close quarters.
Caught him there with that.
Reyes, good defensive fighter. We catch his kick. Garcia, short right hand. Now Reyes going for the kill. Takedown attempt as he goes midsection.
And Reyes will switch gears. He'll exchange. But I would go ahead and say that Garcia just has the upper hand with the exchanges. I don't know, maybe just more powerful. That's why Reyes switches gears and goes to the ground, as we see the referee cam here from this angle. Taking you literally inside La Jaula.
Reyes with the edge. Garcia still well in this fight. Reyes says, I've trained too hard to lose. I have gone through a lot the last 10 months. You mentioned I should have been broken. Was thinking about walking away. He's here. He's halfway home.
But unlike his other fights, I see him more relaxed, more calmed down. He came out tense, but that was just more kind of to psych himself up. But he's kept himself in the cruise control, which is good. You know, you're able to think. You're able to really control yourself, know where to strike, how to pick and choose. See how confident he looks? For that 1 second, he put his hand down. And it's more to load up those shots.
Garcia taking a lot, but he has to take one to give one. Says, I've learned a lot from that last fight, and I don't want to go to the decision, and I can see what I was capable of. And he may not want it to go to decision here, especially if we go on the trajectory we are on, which is Reyes with the upper hand. Won the first round. Those are official scores, and it appears he might be winning the second round, but a long way to go yet.
He said in his interview that he likes to perhaps one day get a degree of psychology, and psychology is so important in the fight game. That
good right hand by Garcia, but Reyes took it and gave it back.
Holy cow.
Man, these fights have been fantastic tonight, and we still have the main and the co-main event to go. I spoke to Mikey Reyes. I go, man, you could be doing what we do. He's a really smart, articulate, funny guy, well-spoken, and charismatic, certainly for days. He'll make you laugh with some of his comments.
Rodrigo now moving around, pacing around.
Garcia with some vision issues. He rubbed that eye again. Reyes is putting him in the hurt locker.
Yeah, Rodrigo knows that Reyes seems a little tired. That's what Rodrigo's taking advantage, moving around a lot, forcing him to come to him.
The punches aren't packing, and that could really be from Garcia. They sound like they're hitting hard, but Garcia is walking through them.
Yeah, see how Garcia calls him in, forcing him to throw?
Time! Neutral corner.
Unfortunate time.
Over here.
While we have a time here, Garcia is going to get in there, but he's got to have a game plan here. He's got to throw it back, because he can sit here and absorb all day. He's going to lose the fight.
Yeah, his corner told him, if you're going to throw, just don't throw one shot. Follow it up with a combination.
Everything drops back. Gravity. Sir Isaac Newton.
So many
Time in.
That was Sir Isaac Newton, right?
And they always told me to kneel down in the squat, you know.
Another big right, big knee. I don't think that hurt Garcia, but he gets out of dodge.
Like he tripped.
Moving on to the final seconds here of round number 2. Garcia curled up a little bit there.
Yeah, I don't know if he was limping.
Oh, he can't see. Yeah, he's had vision problems this whole round.
Yeah.
Can't see out of that left eye.
Yeah, the left eye. He's been touching it.
And now he is reeling out of there. Reyes has to read that.
Yeah, Reyes has to capitalize on that. It's right there for you. And he's basically telling you, he's putting his hand on his left hand.
Hey, Garcia's been really brave, but all this punches and kicks from Garcia are finally, or pardon me, Reyes is wearing him out.
He doesn't want to clinch because he knows those Reyes will have the advantage of the knee.
I think Reyes has been inspired. Yeah,
Oh, he's calling him over. Let's go.
He's been inspired by the optics.
Woo, a little showboating, little taunting. Okay.
Well, Reyes has won these first 2 rounds. This is a fascinating 3rd round for him. For a guy needs this victory, a victory here.
Just let Doug work on him. And
Yeah,
He's back on track. A loss, the questions will abound, and he'll have to have a grown-up conversation with his trainers and crew. So these next 5 minutes, huge, and obviously the same can be said for Garcia.
We're seeing the 2nd chapter of this bout between Reyes and Garcia. They go toe-to-toe. They promised us that both of them, they want to swing in the center of La Jaula. They've been doing it for the most part. Reyes very composed, but Garcia connecting with an over right hand that brought Reyes just a little bit, not all the way down, but it kind of pushed him back, a little whiplash. I didn't see Garcia holding his left eye there yet, or if he's winking, or they're putting something on him. Maybe it's on Clyde.
Did you hear that? He was like, ow.
I don't think it was an eye poke.
Wait, they're gonna have time. They're gonna take a closer
Oh,
look
it's
at
an
this.
eye-
Oh,
oh.
it's a mess. It's gotten worse.
Oh.
He may not be able to continue.
For the safety of the fighter, the doctor feels that
And
the fighter can see through that eye.
He's okay?
Yeah, they give the okay.
but he may be able to see out of the eye, but not 20/20 by any means. That thing
It's
is
that
starting to
swole,
fill up with
that
blood
nice mouth there, yep.
and water, and we're here in round 3. So the scales tilted in Reyes' favor, but he still has to get through this round. I don't know how Garcia can continue. He keeps squinting, and he keeps moving to his left because he obviously can't see it out of that eye.
And that's why Garcia keeps switching stance. Because Reyes could use that that jab, and just keep hitting that eye.
And this is all Reyes' handiwork. He has beaten up Garcia. Garcia just sat there, walked through punches, and eventually your body says,
And he's still squinting. It's very difficult for him. You see it's bothering.
Yeah, Rodrigo Garcia is a true warrior. Always
Garcia
gives
with a
thanks,
single leg
be
kick.
humble. And he says, Garcia said, my wrestling's good.
Right.
It's going to surprise people. He may have to lean into that big time here in round 3.
We've seen some of the defense, the takedown defense, but we haven't seen his offense in wrestling.
Reyes has his fight won unless he gets knocked out or submitted. That's interesting because Reyes, he's going for it. He says he's an aggressive fighter, but
He's
maybe
just a
pick your
smart
spots
fighter
here a
today.
little bit too, yeah.
He's a smart fighter today. He knows how to pick and choose his spots. He's not overthrowing. He's not wasting any hands or kicks. He throws for a reason, with a purpose.
Big kick to the midsection,
See
followed
how-
with a combination.
See how he threw that left leg and then followed up with a 1-2 combination. Usually that sets you up. Once you throw that kick and it's blocked, it forces your opponent to cover himself, leaving his face open.
Whoever wins this fight, it will be huge for their career. This is a huge name that they will get to put on their resume and check it off. Single leg, Reyes goes down. Let's see that wrestling. Reyes grabs right back. That's beautiful.
Beautiful.
Transition
beautiful.
game
Yep.
from Reyes, who looks a little groggy himself. This has been a war.
Oh, this has been a war. I mean, I wouldn't
I gotta say,
won't have a
I
beer
gotta
after
say,
this.
I have so much respect for these guys, but I don't know how they do it. Oh, he sits him down, and now Garcia. This is his best bet, right? He can't be doing the stand-up with one eye.
He has to potentially here go for some sort of a submission at this point.
Maybe get the back. He's got both legs.
His vision has been bothering him. His left eye has been bothering him. So why not take a pick to the ground game? But Reyes is just too good. He's too good at his defense, and he takes this fight right back to the feet.
And you hear the corner of Reyes telling him the clock, so they know, because he's a smart fighter. He says, don't find yourself in the quicksand.
But I'm very impressed with Reyes. He's very composed. You can tell that he's matured in there.
And just looking at him, the
Yeah.
definition in the arms, in the back, you can see he's gotten his weight right, he's got more muscle, and he definitely has more power.
Good.
Just ask Rodrigo Garcia.
Good body mechanics, movement, precise.
It's with 125 pounds, you can't mess around because it's very hard to stay under that weight. So with your body, you need to have, you would know more than I would, how to make sure you manage it well and get the most punch out as possible.
That weight cut, you know, that weight cut takes a lot, and I'm sure he's been very careful with it, taking care of himself. So it won't waste a lot of energy, and like that, all the energy's full complete the day of a fight day.
I mean, 125, the temptation just to go to 135 and make it easier on yourself has to be very big, but you can be a real fighter at 125. Got to keep that weight down. Both these guys were able to do that. Reyes looks fantastic at this weight. 1 minute and change.
Great stuff from Reyes. And you can tell that Reyes just wants to finish this fight. But Garcia, he's just a tough cookie.
As you said, he's a smart fighter, Reyes. His corner keeping him informed. Big overhand left, misses. Garcia comes in, and look at the strength of Reyes just to stop him in his tracks.
Kudos to Garcia. I mean, he's
straight left.
He's been taking shots, and he's come. Great chin, too. He's been taking a lot of shots, and he's still in there composed, running around.
Garcia's going to be a father again. A baby's expected in June. We mentioned Reyes, baby girl, and he'll be going home too.
Notice Garcia, he's not switching stance anymore.
Oh, every time he comes in, Reyes stings him.
There he is. Nice.
15 seconds to go.
I won't be surprised if these guys just lay it out right here. The last 10 seconds. There it is.
Kick. Garcia's trying to catch up. Reyes gets out of town. From pillar to post, Mikey Malicious Reyes sending a message to the 125-pound division. He's an old warhorse in Combate Global, but he's back and looking better than ever.
OG.
Back since 2016, fighting under this banner.
Good stuff from Reyes. The involvement there is solid. Different fighter. Mentally, physically, in all aspects.
Garcia fought this fight. I know he probably maybe come in with a different game plan. Lesson learned for young Rodrigo.
Good stuff from Reyes. Rodrigo, of course.
And you see it's all etched in his face.
Oh boy. That's gonna leave a mark tomorrow. It's already leaving a mark, but tomorrow's gonna be just
And you
worse.
can hear that, oh, he could have been disappointed with the fight, but whatever's coming out of that eye
we don't want to see that.
does not feel good. So much respect for these fighters. Co-main event coming your way. Aitana Alvarez getting ready to fight Maritza Sanchez. We are back. Mikey Reyes, he's been pretty inactive as a fighter. He fought in June. Prior to that, his last fight, April of 2019. And since that date in April, he's going to get his arm raised for the first time.
You can see that that's the right hand that left that mouse up Garcia's eye. But he kept fighting despite the fact that it became an issue in division-wise. But he kept pushing the pace. There it was. It was a left hand. He ran into it, it seems.
Yeah, that was just car crash of a left hand as we look at the stats. And Garcia held his own. He was second best in all the categories, but Reyes able to put that to good effect, and he's on his way to a victory. We'll make it official here shortly. Let's go to Lupe Contreras for the particulars.
Después de 3 vueltas, los jueces entregan tarjetas idénticas de 30 a 27. After going the distance of 3 rounds, all 3 judges turn in identical scores of 30 to 27 in favor of the winner by way of unanimous decision. A favor del vencedor por decisión unánime. Malicious Mikey Reyes.
And the emotions there for the proud papa. And the respect for Garcia.
Kudos, he kept that mustache intact the entire 3 rounds.
Fantastic stash. And you feel good for him. He's gone through a lot. And that was not easy. He had to earn that because Garcia would give no quarter and take none. And Reyes beat a good opponent tonight, get back to his winning ways.
By the way, that cap, he works as a security guard. Hence, the cap.
It's great. He's 125 pounds. You come over, you go, oh yeah, look at this security guard. He will put you in a pretzel. and
Don't be
hurt you.
deceived by the looks.
Co-main event coming your way next.
Great.
It was different, but it was fun. I think my favorite part was just throwing on some makeup and an outfit, an outfit that's out of my comfort zone, but it makes me feel really beautiful. I have done some modeling, but nothing like this.
Just again. 1, 2, 3. Great.
My sense of fashion would probably be just casual, laid back, and flip-flops, jeans, tank top. On a normal day, I'm training 24/7, so I'm always in workout clothes, but besides that, just casual, comfortable clothes. Just some leggings, and if it's summertime, some shorts, a sports bra, t-shirt. The 3 most important things in my bag would probably have to be chapstick, makeup, and my other accessories like my phone and my keys. It's different. The X on my face is different, but like I said, it's out of my comfort zone, and I'm having fun with it. So.
Here in Miami, Mikey Reyes is probably asking, how come I wasn't invited to the photo shoot? He's got that great stash. It's like a throwback to
back in the day.
Back like Doc Holliday, Wyatt Earp. As we get you ready here, Combate Global with Rodolfo Roman. I am Max Bretos. Landry Ward and Jair Perez coming up in the main event in a big matchup in the featherweight division. But Maritza Sanchez, we just saw her fight. And it's interesting to see someone when you start building up your resume, you start building up your credibility in this game, and now being not too far away from Sacramento, training with Uriah Faber and Team Alpha Male, she has gotten the attention of some big names in MMA, and now it goes into her fight game, and she's going to illustrate that here tonight.
And she's going to be able to illustrate some of her other arsenals, such as her wrestling. She said, yes, I have good striking, I have shown it, but I want to show it. I feel more comfortable with wrestling, and she did it in her previous fight. But she faces a very strong and fierce and powerful opponent, all the way from Spain, making her debut in Alvarez. And I've seen this girl strike, Max, and I got to tell you, she is very, very powerful. Good hands, will go right to you, is not going to be afraid to exchange any blows.
She could be a matinee idol there in Maritza Sanchez. She looks the part inside the jaula and outside of it as well. But Aitana Alvarez, her opponent here, as you mentioned, she has the skills. We don't know about the Spanish fighters. It's a different world. And when you come from that end, she has watched Combate Global as a fan and now is thrilled to be here. And she goes right into the deep end of the pool to take on Maritza Sanchez. There's Alvarez, heavily tatted. She'll tell you a story. She sounds like a professor, but she's good with her fists as well.
And fighting is in her blood, Max. Her grandfather was a boxer. She said that as a kid, she would hear all these stories about her grandpa competing, and that was just kind of the flame, right, that just sparked her love and interest in mixed martial arts. And now she has the opportunity to display what she's all about in front of the world when she enters inside La Jaula for the very first time.
She's 22. She doesn't look like she's 22 because of the way she handles herself. She studies law, she studies administration and business. She's going to be a success in whatever she chooses, but she loves fighting. And as Rodolfo was touching on, her grandfather was a fighter, her father was in MMA, so this is the family trade being passed down. But she's got a great head on her shoulders. And I would say having those smarts and bringing that to the fight game, if you're willing to do the work and get the cardio up, it's a weapon. It's a weapon to be able to know where you got to go, what you got to do, and what's at stake, and how much sacrifice you're going to make.
Not only you fight smart, but book smart. And it all comes into play some way, somehow. When you're in La Jaula, it's going to be a chess match between these two ladies if it remains on the feet.
Maritza Sanchez was really impressive the last time we saw her. You saw the growth from the last 2 fights, how she went like from here to here. That's a good thing to have under your belt. But now you gotta one up yourself again.
It's like climbing Mount
Everest. That's
Everest.
the hard part. La Jaula awaits. Maritza Sanchez, Aitana Alvarez, next. Maritza Sanchez, we talked about the great fight game in Sacramento and all the great gyms, and if you want to pick a fight, you'll find it there. She's got so much going on for her, does a video log, a vlog, as they would like to say, on YouTube, and does a much more. Let's get to know Maritza Sanchez a little better as she gets ready for her biggest fight in her young career.
Well, I started practicing MMA when I was 15. I actually started boxing first and then eventually got into the whole aspect of mixed martial arts. I like to fight because it gives me purpose and gives me motivation. Every time I wake up in the morning, I breathe, think, and even dream about just fighting. So I'm here for it all. There are a lot of things I would like to achieve within Combate, but title shot would be pretty awesome if I can get that this year. My best fight I've had is La Loba. Came out there, I was focused, was able to get a finish, and it was probably my best performance here.
Maritza!
What I know about Aitana is I know that she's tough, she likes to come forward, she's very explosive. I'm ready.
Mi abuelo me contaba historias de cuando él boxeaba, luego veía a mi padre que practicaba artes marciales. Quise ir probando artes marciales más duras y cuando cumplí la mayoría de edad me pasé al MMA. A mi padre le costaba bastante asimilarlo en un inicio, aunque luego finalmente me apoyó muchísimo. Me gusta fajarme, digamos, en todas las distancias, entonces mi estilo de pelea diría que es un estilo completo. Mi sumisión o movimiento favorito, que haga daño, sobre todo. Toda persona, todo peleador tiene huecos, aunque estemos hablando de un campeón de campeones, toda persona tiene su punto débil y hay que explotarlo. No creo que mi rival se espere una peleadora tan contundente como la que va a tener delante, porque sí he visto sus peleas, pero no ha peleado con ninguna Aitana.
As we go head to head, both just getting started in this world of MMA. 2-inch height advantage for Sanchez, 3-inch via the reach. That's pretty significant. We are in the flyweight. Lupe Contreras.
Continuamos con el duelo coestelar de la noche. 3 vueltas, división peso mosca. We continue with our co-featured bout of the evening. 3 rounds in the flyweight division. Los jueces son, the judges are Ricardo Celis, Lorenzo Toledo, and James Lázaro. Y ahora, damas y caballeros, llegó el momento de un combate global. Presentando la esquina azul, vestida de negro, introducing the blue corner, wearing black. Su peso oficial, 125 libras y media, her official weight, 125.5 pounds. Con un récord profesional de 2 victorias y 1 derrota, she enters la jaula with a pro record of 2 victories against 1 lone defeat. Representando a El Dorado, California, Maritza Sanchez. Su oponente en la esquina roja, vestida de azul con negro, her opponent in the red corner, wearing blue with black, her official weight, 126 pounds, su peso oficial, 126 libras. Entra a la jaula por 4ª ocasión a nivel profesional, con 1 victoria y 2 derrotas. She enters la jaula for the 4th time as a pro, with 1 victory against 2 losses. De San Sebastián, España, Aitana Alvarez. El referee, Marcos Perez.
Marcos Perez, the 3rd inside the jaula. We're ready to go for the co-main.
Wait. Ok. Ya saben las reglas. Protéjate en todo momento. Quiero una pelea limpia. Choquen guantes si quieren en este momento. Ok, a sus esquinas. Ok. Are you ready? You ready? Fight!
She can do all the homework, she can watch all the videos, she can break it all down, but Aitana Alvarez has got to show what she's got now inside the jaula. Into the big leagues in Combate Global, fighting in the U.S. Spinning back kick, Sanchez, very active. Right hand, Alvarez rocks Sanchez.
Told you, Max. Aitana has heavy hands. She's a good offensive fighter, and it's coming to come right at you.
She trains in Spain with MMA, Curaya, and in Switzerland she trains with the All-Star gyms. I mean, obviously going to train in Switzerland, the added bonus of altitude.
Remember how Maritza said, I'm good at wrestling.
I said
She's gonna
altitude, I
explore
meant
that.
lack of altitude, but it's part of me.
That's why Maritza right now try to go for the clinch,
Shoulder
change
strike.
the levels. But Aitana, well, she'll probably try to bring this fight right back to the center of La Jaula, where she felt very
Sanchez.
comfortable to push the pace.
Yeah, trying to keep her feet, they're going down.
To the floor.
Sanchez will switch it, and now this is where she has that edge. Big right hand catches Alvarez right
She
on the
does good.
mouthpiece.
She does have enough defense here, Max, to break this apart. She could take this straight to the feet again. She has to posture up. Use the fence there as a backdrop to push herself up, but she needs to be careful that she's getting shots to the head. Maritza needs to capitalize on this. Keep working that, breaking down Aitana.
Sanchez now with a good base where she can unload. Look how she just anchors down, goes get the leg again, and another takedown attempt.
And that's how you can tell that Maritza has evolved as a fighter. See how cool, calm, and collective she is in this position, finding the gaps, the holes, what shots to land, whether it's a knee, whether it's an elbow, it's a punch. She's so strategical.
And Aitana Alvarez not budging. Now she spins around. She has the underhook. She takes down, well, doesn't take Sanchez. She was like 75% on the way down. But good grappling as well here for Alvarez. Knee into the midsection.
Won't be surprised here if Aitana takes away that arm and takes this fight to the center of the Jaula, or she attempted to. But Maritza just has the hooks in, preventing Aitana.
Unbelievable. This fight's off to a great start. Everything has
Good
been
stuff.
action-packed and so evenly matched.
Come on, let's work, let's work.
Right there, you can throw a hip toss. There, no trip.
Sanchez prevents it again. That won't be a takedown. Maybe it is now.
Yeah, Maritza can't let go of the hand. I'm not sure she'll be giving it back away to Aitana.
Maritza Sanchez at 24, but she has trained and prepared heavily for this. In MMA training for about 8 years. She had 11 amateur bouts before going pro.
There
Combination.
it is. This is what she likes. She likes to stand. She likes to trade.
Wow.
Maritza,
Oh.
though, throwing in some surprises with those spinning back kicks.
Sharp strikes. Didn't connect, but certainly a little wake-up call.
Let's work, let's work.
And the thing about spinning back kicks, this is the second one that she attempted, Max, is once you land, you have to remember your opponent is pushed away a bit, so you gotta go chase that person.
Marcos Lopez, the coach, goes, I want work. They look pretty active to me.
They're very active. A lot of good clinch work, a lot
But
of
I like his standard. That may have come directly from Campbell
Yeah,
McLaren. He goes,
hey,
you go, you get him
We're all
going.
mucho más acción here, man.
We coined the phrase as Alvarez now has the back of Sanchez, almost got a hook in,
Look at-
spinning out, almost perhaps a submission attempt by Sanchez. Can't really see what she's up to.
No, she doesn't have anything. She does have that arm, though.
Some elaborate tattoo work on that right leg of Alvarez.
All right, so Maritza has the grip, trying to
Let's work.
posture up to break that grip. That's wrestling 101 right there. Holding on to the grip. She could maybe then, or she'll try to put up one of her legs up and then posture up, but Aitana just has a lock. Right there, submission.
Maybe. Right with that Kimura. Out comes Alvarez, very wise on what's going on. And now she has to protect that weak spot.
Can see the other angle, but see how Maritza's wrapping up that leg, preventing her from moving.
Sanchez still working diligently to get that. Alan Alvarez, even outside the howler, we see what he's up to. Got to keep an eye on that one.
Be careful here, Max.
Alvarez holding on. As we see this, I wanted to bring this up because we were talking about Irlanda Galindo
Yes.
and how it's up to the fighter to submit if you get in there. The referees aren't going to stop it.
Tap, nap, or snap. That's what it's all about. Those are the rules that they give you prior to each fight.
Stop, stop, stop.
No harm done. Great first round. We're off and running again. There has not been a dull moment tonight in these fights, and the first round here between Maritza Sanchez and Aitana Alvarez, no different. This was right from the opening bell.
Right, but see, she connected right in the center of her stomach there. Didn't knock out her air because Aitana was right back at it, but you need to follow up through. She attempted a throw, broken, Maritza right on top, then she landed some fists, some hammer fists, then right back to the jaula, land some knees, and we're ready for the second round of this bout.
I don't know how you score that first round as we're back, Max Bretos and Rodolfo Roman. And we're back for round two. I am really curious to see the score. We're going to get the official scoring here in a moment, but that's a tough one.
Razor thin round for both of these women.
And a reminder, it's open scoring, so this is public knowledge. The corners are alerted. The fighters can be alerted if they want. As Sanchez emptying the barrage
just
of punches.
throwing in. I love this open scoring thing. You don't even have to get a public records request. They'll give it right to you, man.
Do you want it or not? I don't know. Well, here it is.
You don't have to pay 10 cents a copy. They give it to you on the screen.
What else? What can you get for free these days?
Open scoring. That's what Combate gives you.
Sanchez in the clinch now, getting those knees up, underhook. Alvarez has been a really good counter striker. Again, this is where they got in the first round. It's see who will concede, who can get that leg over. It's almost like the judo toss attempt from Sanchez initially.
Yep. I'm sure that the corner did their homework on Aitana and that her forte was the stand-up game. That's why Maritza, just straight from the top, she exchanged and went right here, some clinch work, to land those knees, to break down, take away the energy from Aitana.
Look at that split on the first round. Exactly what we were thinking. But Sanchez gets it 2 judges to 1, and she is flying in this second round.
If we see the same type of action in the next 2 rounds, it's gonna be a tricky one here.
Oh, Alvarez's corner like that. Now she can do some work. Finally got Sanchez's back on the canvas. Muy bien, muy bien. Very good, very good.
Very interesting for these fighters that if you look at their history, if you look at their resume, they love the striking game. But we've seen a lot of action on the ground.
Sanchez separates and is back on her feet. How quickly did she get back to her feet?
Great combination and even an elbow in there.
Flying again.
Great wrestling from Maritza. And there's the shots.
Alvarez is hard to take down. She will go into her guard. That was remarkable how quickly she got to her feet and immediately got into striking.
Yeah, that's right. It's all about, it's almost like when you're doing a repetition in the gym where there's bicep curls or anything and you're kind of fatigued, the last push.
That's what it's work.
That's why a lot of fighters you'll see that they'll sprint and they'll throw, the sprint and the throw.
Yeah.
To get your body used to it, those fast pace. Because you have to be in fights, you never know, you just gotta be ready.
Get the heart pumping.
Yeah.
Again, they get engaged here, but nobody going anywhere. 2 minutes to go in the second round. Sanchez with an edge here from Placerville near Sacramento. Last time we saw her, September of last year, beat Elizabeth Schroeder via split decision. Fight prior to that, February 2020, the lights out performance against La Loba Acosta.
Aitana, Maritza throwing in some powerful hands. Great teep work, great Muay Thai work.
You can see the improvement from Sanchez still from fight to fight. She's doing very well, but this is a seasoned opponent. Even though she's just 22, looks wise beyond her years, in and out of the jaula.
And you notice here Maritza just screaming every time or releasing that grunt when she throws those shots. And it's funny, but when you hear, Max, when you hear that one combination, you hear the changes in the loudness of the grunt. And it's usually the last one that she'll let that last one boom that comes in with more power.
Single leg. And
single leg couldn't push it.
Sanchez wants to
She
be
wants to
impactful, but Alvarez is taking the starch out of those punches.
Very durable.
Just a really good defensive performance from Alvarez, but now we got to see her get going offensively. Foot stomp. Rodolfo, big fan of the foot stomp.
I despise that thing. Like, Great, so the elbow there.
Into the clinch. Now Sanchez can't get separation where she can really bring some power.
Yeah, should be working on those knees. Maybe even trying to get a knee right on the side of the leg.
There you go, big forearm into Alvarez, who's been defensive this entire second round. Sanchez sending a message, but we will go to a round 3.
Stop.
Sanchez feeling a little guilty for that late blow. Alvarez, no harm done.
Almost kind of a mirror image of what we saw in the first round.
Well, Sanchez is going to win that second round.
Yeah.
Which means with what we saw in the first round scoring, Alvarez has to be the aggressor here in the third.
You have to put the foot to the metal in this last round, Max. If we're seeing the replay, Maritza just unleashing a flurry of punches with that left hand, and then right back to the clinch, working in those knees. I would love to have the count because I count to maybe like 20 knees, man.
Just
I mean,
activity.
She was great stuff from Maritza, always active.
Okay, corners out.
She even attempted the outside trip.
Getting ready for round 3, and again, Sanchez apologizing for the late blow. She looks fresh as a daisy, and Alvarez now has, as you said so eloquently, put her foot on the pedal, and that's what she does. Her corner had to have said, you got to go for it.
And you saw it in her eyes. Let's go.
How is her striking? That's not bad.
We're
Short
about
right.
to find out.
Oh, big kick there by Sanchez.
Great teep.
She knows she's dealing with an opponent that's going to leave herself a little bit more open by necessity.
And
Not a
then
bad toss into the guard of Sanchez.
Maritza, those so good on the defense, landing elbows right from the start. She's gonna attempt here to search for some submission. And Maritza feels that she's the more seasoned on the ground. That's why it looks at. She let it go and just right her right back to the feet.
Sanchez now with space.
What's killing Aitana here from keeping this fight to the on their feet is the long range of the long legs of Maritza. She uses that teep to push her away, and then eventually the fight just goes right back to the clinch.
You can see if this goes the distance, Sanchez is too far away on those 2 judges' scorecards to lose. Alvarez is fit, but Sanchez is another level of cardio. You can see she has worked diligently on that. This was a fighter who used to struggle with anxiety. Talked about losing her father and what a huge impact that has caused on her, and thinks about it every day. Takes the back of Sanchez. Alvarez, Sanchez let her mount her pretty easily there.
Watch out, look at that arm, Max, and now
this is just turned.
Aitana. Great positioning. Now Maritza, great jiu-jitsu transition there, but be careful because there could be a triangle right there for you.
That's exactly what Alvarez is going for. Big squeeze here. Peppering away Sanchez, always active.
She doesn't have a good tight figure 4 there, though.
No, and if she wants to make an impact here, she's got to get out of this position.
And also, Maritza's shoulders really in deep, preventing Aitana to have any possibility here of getting that submission.
Marcos Lopez may want to consider separating them. 2 talks about get to work.
I won't be surprised if
Yep, he's even saying it. He'll get you up, and that's great. Sanchez wants to keep it down here. She'll win the fight here.
Right.
Alvarez is in an untenable situation unless they stand them up.
See here the transition that Sanchez was able to pull out, and
Vamos, arriba, arriba,
But I mean,
arriba.
she was working there. She
Yeah,
she,
that's what
she
she said.
was
Vamos.
she was working, and even Maritza was surprised. Like, why'd you stand me up?
She was listening to the judge. She goes, I'm working, I'm throwing.
She was. She took out the arm, she put it on the top, and she was landing into fist. Nice Superman punch. Aitana countered with a right.
Some uppercuts from Alvarez from San Sebastian. Trying to get that underhook in, but Sanchez just not giving her anything to work with. 1 minute 30 to go here in the final round.
Well, from the looks of it, Max, I wouldn't even be surprised if referee Mark here breaks out a power. They didn't even need to here, but. Oh, Maritza just unleashing a fury of punches.
And screams.
She wants to finish this thing already.
She sure does. Changes her levels, looking for the takedown. Alvarez has been on song. That's been her strong point. She will not be taken down. Another knee there by Maritza Sanchez, looking to go to 3-1. 3 straight wins. Big, there's the
Countered that
takedown.
takedown. Now Maritza's gonna follow with shots. Oh, he even attempted their flying knee.
Aitana Alvarez's corner trying to keep it positive, keep their fighter engaged.
Great stuff though from Maritza, especially in the clinch work. Vicious knees, all those knees. Look how many, must have at least been like 50 knees if she has thrown throughout this fight.
The flyweight division in the women's ranks in Combate. When those rankings do come out, Maritza Sanchez has to be near the top. Getting better in every fight, putting on a clinic here, and a star in the making for sure. Beat Loba Acosta convincingly, and she'll go to the decision for a second straight time, but clear-cut victor.
Oh man, good stuff from these ladies.
Absolutely. To the end, Alvarez, lesson learned for the Spaniard. She knew this was going to be a very tall order, but she stood the test of time. She can be very proud in what she was able to achieve there, as you see the Euskadi flag of the Basque region. Like every other fight tonight, the co-main event did not disappoint. Highlights now is the first round. Aitana Alvarez opened some eyes, no doubt about it, and was level there with Maritza Sanchez. We didn't know who had the edge.
It was a razor-thin round, and we saw it with the open scoring, just by the skin of his teeth going to Maritza Sanchez. But then Sanchez just picked up the pace later in the fight, picking apart Aitana with a flurry of punches, and then, as you know, to the clinch where she'll land in numerous knees, just back and forth in the inside and the outside in the clinch. Great stuff from Maritza Sanchez inside the jaula once again.
Held her own with the stats, but I think you made a good point. They were both like in third gear, but then Sanchez went to fourth in the second round, and then she kicked it into fifth gear, and that was the difference. As we go to Lupe Contreras.
El juez Toledo anotó 29-28. Judge Toledo scores the bout 29-28. Y los jueces Celis y Lázaro entregan tarjetas idénticas de 30-27. And judges Celis and Lázaro turning identical scores of 30-27. The three in favor of the winner by way of unanimous decision. Los tres a favor de la vencedora por decisión unánime. Maritza Sanchez.
3 straight wins for Maritza Sanchez. The training paid off. The hard work paid off. And now the exciting prospect of what's next for a fantastic fighter. And for us, the main event, Landry Ward, Jair Perez. That's next. Yolanda Galindo, the little sister that we all love here, broke her arm last week. We have an update. By the way, some of the visuals may be a little graphic as we see how she's doing post-surgery.
Very active start for Summers.
Those right hands are coming in.
Oh, Galindo's turned it. Galindo's turned it. Firing off punches. A couple of little question mark kick and drops.
Now Irlanda, this is where she wants it. This is her bread and butter. She needs to watch out. Look at that arm.
Got the arm.
Oh my God.
Oh my goodness.
Estoy bien, ya salí de cirugía, estoy en recuperación, voy llegando al hotel. Muchísimas gracias a todos los que se han estado preocupando. Estoy bien de ánimos, me siento bien, todos me han estado mandando muchos mensajes. Me encuentro con mi papá, con el equipo de combate. Solo me toca recuperarme y rehabilitarme para la próxima.
¿Te da náusea?
Sí.
¿De verdad?
Es que tenía sangre.
Pero...
Estoy bien.
No, yo me imagino que estés bien. ¿Cómo tú me vas a decir que por sangre a ti te da náusea? Si yo vi una foto ahí con bastante sangre.
In Miami, the Miami Heat do play in that, but they know who they're going to beat. The Atlanta Hawks beat the my Cleveland Cavaliers, unfortunately. So that's going on. You got Freedom Tower, and we have fights inside La Jaula. Landry Ward, the Lone Star Kid from Fort Worth, Texas. Jair Perez, coming off a couple impressive wins last year back inside La Jaula. Looking to keep the momentum. Jair Perez had to do it the hard way. In the Fighting Perez family of Monterrey, he was in the shadow of Big Brother Goito. He got out of it, and now he looks to be the guy, the man of the hour. If he can beat Landry Ward, game changer for this fighter. Landry Ward, though, is the unbeaten fighter, the pride of Fort Worth. Let's get a closer look.
The thing I like the most about Texas is, that's where home is. That's where I was born. I like to say that I fight for Texas, and of course, representing the great country. I love to test myself, and I absolutely love competition, and I just believe fighting is the purest form of competition. I'm tired of the decisions. I gotta, I've been talking, saying I'm gonna finish people. I gotta go do it. I'm just taking it fight by fight and ready to stack these W's up against whoever comes. I describe my fighting style as beautiful destruction, extremely fun to watch for the fans. He's probably expecting me to, come out, stay a little long, stand outside, but I'm gonna sit down on some punches, let him know I'm there to fight, and he's gonna be in for a rude awakening come Friday night.
En Monterrey somos muy alegres, todos nos apoyamos unos con otros y pues es lo que me gusta de la ciudad. Un honor, ¿no? Llevar los colores de mi bandera frente a una organización como lo es Combate Global. Me gustaría pelear una Copa Combate. Es mi sueño, ganar la Copa Combate y ganar $100,000. De mi oponente sé que es alguien invicto, no ha peleado con alguien duro, así que yo voy a hacer su prueba de fuego y pues creo que se va a quemar.
As we go head to head, both very early in their careers. Pretty extensive height edge. What is that, 4 inches for Landry Ward? Although the reach goes to Perez, who has some real long arms. Let's go to Lupe Contreras. Main event time.
Continuamos con mucha más acción. Este es el duelo estelar de esta noche. 3 vueltas. División Peso Pluma. We continue with much more action. This is the main event. 3 rounds. In the featherweight division, los jueces son, the judges are Richard Green, Ricardo Celis y Lorenzo Toledo. Y ahora, damas y caballeros, llegó el momento de un Combate Global. Presentando la esquina azul, vestido del tricolor americano, rojo, azul y blanco, introducing the blue corner, wearing American red, white, and blue. Su peso oficial, 145 libras y media, his official weight, 145.5 pounds. Esta noche, entra a la jaula, invicto en 5 combates profesionales tonight. Y enters la jaula undefeated in 5 professional bouts. The Gringo is coming, fighting out of Fort Worth, Texas. The Lone Star Kid, Landry Ward. Su oponente en la esquina roja, vestido de negro, con el tricolor mexicano verde, blanco y rojo, introducing the red corner, wearing black with the colors of Mexico, green, white, and red. Su peso oficial, 147 libras y 3 cuartos, his official weight, 147.75 pounds. Entra por novena ocasión a la jaula, con 6 victorias y 2 derrotas. He enters la jaula for the 9th time as a pro, with 6 victories against 2 losses. Representando a Guadalupe, Nuevo León, México, Jair, el Lupe Pérez. El referee, Alan Abeles.
Alan Abeles, the third inside La Jaula.
Protect yourself at all times. If you want to touch him up, go ahead. Come out fighting.
There you see Landry Ward, 6'1", and if you can get 6'1", we said this about Ivan Tena, who was 6 feet tall at 145.
Fighter, you ready?
You can get 145 at 6'1". What an edge. We're underway. Main event.
It is an edge, but Perez just fought Shaheen Santana, who was also a very lanky and tall fighter, and he won. Fair and square. He dictated the entire fight, so he's not fazed by the height of Landry Ward. But just look at Landry Ward's crisp shot, very technical. He's precise with the shots. That's what he needs to be concerned about.
Landry Ward, 5-0, says he wants to finish fights. You can see the height advantage. It pops off the screen. Jair Perez, nicknamed Lupe. He was born on the Dia de la Virgen de Guadalupe, so it's stuck. He's also from Guadalupe there in Monterrey. Good nickname.
It all goes hand in
It all
hand.
works out.
Man, you know, and Max, you mentioned about the height, and sure, it's great to be tall, but when you're fighting a shorter fighter for a taller fighter, that means you have to squat down. You have to really bring down. So
just saw him squat down too.
It's not as easy as you think for a tall fighter.
It could be a good matchup for Perez because we saw the reach. It can extend out there, and he is using it. Landry Ward struggling to get up close.
For a shorter fighter, unfortunately, you're going to have to get hit just like he did. But once you get hit, you have to just go in the pocket and strike.
8 professional fights for Perez, 6 of them have earned, excuse me, in Combate.
It happens, I'll tell you from my personal experience, Max. And it was a question I would always ask, Coach, this guy is a whole lot, well, you're going to have to get hit, man. And once you get hit, then get in there.
You got to like to get hit.
Because he does have that height or that reach advantage.
Landry Ward went in and he got caught. He has to get closer. Perez comfortable in that low center of gravity.
But looking at Landry Ward, and he's looked great in all his performances, but I see him different in this fight. I see him more like he's really going for the kill. But he's just picking and choosing. He's not gonna look how he's working with that left, that jab, just striking away.
Jair Perez was asked about being motivated to fight an undefeated fighter in Ward. He says, yeah, it's good, but he hasn't really fought anybody. I will be his toughest opponent. So far, it's kind of looking that way. Perez is a distinguished, accomplished fighter these days.
I like what Perez is doing, working on that inside kick, that outside, the lead kick, working on the quad to break him down, to slow Landry Ward down.
Landry Ward in high school, a really good football player. He wanted to go a college scholarship, but he said he partied too much. He lost the scholarship. Lesson learned. Sharp right hand. Down to the body.
Jair keeps coming in, working the body, but Landry, because of the high, he lands the heavy jab.
And pursuit, better for Ward. 2 minutes to go here in the opening round. Perez outlook, he's tasting some punches now, doesn't like it. Spinning back fist.
And I anticipated this to really, not fast-paced because they respect each other's power. They respect as far as what they can each bring inside La Jaula. So in the beginning, it was more like they were feeling it out, but they're picking up the pace as you go more into this fight.
Underhooks, and he disconnects. Good left hand to the body by Perez.
Yeah, Jair is going to be working that body to break down Landry.
Glancing combo missed there.
But good footwork from Jair. You know, he keeps moving around, forcing Landry to come in.
We're trying to connect, close the distance.
He even faked the takedown.
Catches the leg. 1 minute to go in this first round. Overhand left connects.
Ooh.
Back to center for Ward.
You never want to give your back there, Landry.
He was quick centering himself back up. A little flurry here for Perez.
Superman punch.
And as he gets out, he catches Ward again. Finishing well, the man from Monterrey.
Overhand right.
That's better. Perez now doubling up.
Perez pushing forward. Exchanging.
Ward's not throwing. There's better. Takedown. 20 seconds left here.
I think we'll see more of a direction where this fight is going towards the end of the second round, where that cardio will come into play.
Two worthy main event fighters. First round closing down. Perez with some momentum as they separate. For a couple more seconds, we will go to round 2.
Time.
Not bad.
Good stuff. Told you.
It's been good all night. So they must have been catching ear of the fights and saying, we gotta raise this, keep the standard.
Here we go. The replay. Overhand right from Jair Perez. But Landry composed, picking and choosing where he wants to strike. And when he threw, he landed as he was banking on that right hand, that cross that connected on Jair. But Jair, good footwork, moving around, bringing in Landry to him where he would work the body. But great stuff from both these dudes, bringing it inside La Jaula in the main event.
Getting ready for round 2. We have open scoring, and Rodolfo, I don't know who won that round. I think Ward maybe,
yeah,
but
yeah.
Perez finished well. Maybe able to steal a card here.
Woo.
Catches him with the left hand. Ward still can't find his right distance. Ward in the white.
I think what Ward maybe did not anticipate, but he's just so quick. He's so fast.
Ward's getting second best in the striking now. Those long arms of Perez finding their target time and time again, and he's mixing in a good amount of kicks. Ward misses, Perez doesn't.
Perez for this fight, he represents the Lions Alpha team with Levy Marroquin, but for this one, he flew to San Diego, California to train for the 10th Planet.
I knew it was gonna be close. Perez gets the nod.
Wow.
I had a feeling with the striking that he might be viewed a little.
Yeah.
And he's continued the striking. This is a big spot for Ward now. Perez with the edge, and he started the second round better. He's got the hips, he's got the back.
And that's how Perez took this. He knew that he needed to change or up his game. As I mentioned, he trained with the 10th Planet in San Diego to work around some new techniques. Great uppercut from Perez.
Ward's got to return here. Does
Great
better,
shot
straight
from
right. The kicks come in. Kicks may be a better option. Good right hand. Back and forth we go. Jair Perez, 3 straight wins. He beat Shaheen Santana in October. Beat Gabe Barletta back in July, both via decision. Did lose to Puas Perez back in September of 2019. Christian Puas Perez we'll see next week here on Combate Global.
If you look at the fight that Perez had with Shaheen Santana, which is available on Paramount Plus, this is pretty much the same strategy that he had. The only difference is that Perez had more of the hand on the wheel of that fight. But it's switching gears here in the second round.
Such
Perez landing a lot.
Yeah, it's such an intriguing fight because Perez was landing a lot. Ward has started, although Perez just sat him down.
Look at the wrestling. Great wrestling from Perez. Let's see we finish off.
Ward
Finish
slipping
it off
out.
and take
Ward
that.
back up. That's nice.
Get out of that.
Perez gets in there.
clipped him.
2 nice straight punches. Oh, beautiful shot,
one.
Perez.
Oh,
Ward's hurt.
3. 3 shots to the shin of Landry. Landry just woke up.
Right on the chin. Ward's not throwing again. Perez is sensing the momentum. Try to get the single leg.
Triple,
Incredible
he can trip
dexterity. That's beautiful stuff from Ward. Holding off, but you gotta love the different things that Perez is throwing Ward's way.
He's confident. He's confident that he is a well-rounded fighter. Yes, I have good hands, but let me show you some of my wrestling.
And he's sticking to it. He had to get the takedown initially, but he's not giving up. Try with that leg sweep. Ward, the job in front of him is getting bigger and bigger now, especially with that first round, the scorecards.
This is the first time we see Landry in trouble for the times that he's competed inside La Jaula.
Trying to get that underhook. He gets around the neck of Perez. Sits him down again. Ward's tired.
Yeah, he is tired. Perez needs to just capitalize on this. He lands some shots there. Good upper to the knee. And now he's been banking on that overhand right. And then the jab. Throw it in there.
Oh, good punches
there
by
it is from
Ward.
Landry. Landry has great kickboxing. We've seen it in the past.
He's finding the range better.
Yeah, he has to bring this in this.
1 minute to go, round 2. Beautiful fight. Jair Perez traveled to San Diego to help his brother train. While he was getting ready for the fight, he started training. Goes, I like this. They offered him fights. He stayed. Oh, both connect there. Blood coming from the right eye of Perez. We are ending round 2 with a bang.
Perez just looked, oh, I'm bleeding. Great, let's go.
A great response by Landry Ward. And the blood has to inspire him.
This is back and forth shots here, Max.
Straight right Ward. Oh, big overhead shot by Perez. Ward gives it right back. 10 seconds. A monumental round number 2. Fantastic action inside the Jaula.
Forget Red Bull and Cafecito. I want me some Ward and Perez.
Those around La Jaula in its limited capacity as we still dealing with COVID and making sure a safe workplace is created. Inside that cage, though, an absolute war.
Good stuff from Landry and Perez, but Perez here, no doubt, in my opinion, took this round. The shots were connecting. Just look at that flurry of punches there. Right, the left, just connect, precise. Landry did not move around. He just kept going at him, which he has to move around. He understands here with Perez the power he has in his hands.
Final round of the night. Main event. 2 dudes that don't want to lose. One of them will. That man's never lost in his professional career. He said, Landry Ward, he wanted to finish a fighter. We'll get the score here for the second round, but we have a feeling based on what we saw in the second round, he's gonna have to finish this fight to win it.
He's gonna have to finish it.
And he's capable of it.
But in that second round, Landry looked a bit tired there. He wasn't the same one as we saw originally. If you look at these previous fights that we had, by this point, Landry was just doing a clinic. But he respects Perez. He knows what he's capable of doing. So he's playing it safe now. Now he has to be very strategic with his shots. Perez, that's enough. He's just been banking on that over right hand.
Landry Ward went to a decision the last 2 fights. His previous fights all finished 5-0 on the line.
Ooh. Great 1-2 combination. I would like to see some kicks from Landry. He hasn't thrown any yet.
And you got to, Ward takes a ton of punishment,
There
and he
you
just
go.
absorbs it. So does Perez.
There we
Kick
go.
to the top.
He has some really good kickboxing. I think by displaying it here against Perez will slow him down, especially in this third round.
Good right hand, Landry Ward. He's got to empty the chamber, whatever he's got now. Short left catches.
Oh,
And there you see,
cross.
Perez is going to win this fight unless Ward finishes him or
Another
something
left.
odd happens.
Now Landry needs to pick up the pace.
Blocked.
What I like about Landry, and it really throws off his opponent, he'll throw in some spinning back fists, he'll throw in some roundhouse kicks. He needs to do that right now.
Well, he's got Perez moving backwards now. Perez may
Right.
caught ear about the scores.
There we go.
Ward is in pursuit.
And Perez, that opportunity to land the over right hand has been there for ages, and he just keeps eating that up.
Ward is having a good third round, but he has to have a really good third round. Pursuing Perez at every step. Needs to find that one power punch.
At this point, Max.
Oh, it's opened up.
Yeah.
It's opened up for Landry Ward.
You can't have no 1-2 combination. You have to do a flurry. You're losing the fight. You have to pull the trigger here and go all out.
Takedown for Perez. Ward stuffs it. Has to crank away. That's a good spot for Perez. And you hear the corner Ward. He's trying to breathe, trying to catch his breath. So you got to get out there and punish.
You have to. You have to. You have 2 minutes and 30 seconds left.
Corner says throw some knees. Ward spins. Now he can do some damage. Ward left, or Perez left hand connects.
Landry to see some of those kicks. He's been fainting, but Perez right now, he knows he's won this fight. That's the good stuff about the open scoring. He has 2 minutes left. He can move.
Oh, big right, Perez. He dug in. It was a blind shot.
It was a come to Jesus with that shot.
And now Ward with perhaps a submission attempt. I don't know what he's got. It looks like he's got a lot of work. He's got the arm to get
Doesn't
around.
have much to go on here. That arm is in the way, Max. I don't know what he has there with the left.
Can't be
see from
enough.
this angle, but
Perez's arm is
yeah.
going to prevent any inroads.
And I'm sure Perez, there he is, pops his head up.
Into the guard. Oh, that's great business for Jair Perez.
And you can hear the corner from Perez. You got a minute and a half. Just ride it out.
A troubled youth, Jair Perez.
More shots,
dealt
Max.
with challenges and addictions, and he wants to finish it here with a minute and
Potential
change.
for a rear naked choke if he's going to soften him up.
Landry Ward fighting for survival, has to dig deep here. Perez throwing everything.
Maybe a plex. Suplex perhaps.
1 minute, Ward may be out of steam. Got a little cut as well above the eyebrow.
Jair's exhausted, but he's just throwing, man. He's throwing everything that he can. Whatever little bit of gas he has, he's going in.
Incredible fight. Two guys dying on their sword out there.
Man.
Or their shield, as Ward now in the middle of the howdah.
This is what Combate is all about. Look at that, Landry just throwing anything. You see the reaction there is just anything that he can. Any last bit of gas, he's gonna try to finish this fight.
The finest hour of Jair Perez.
They're
and he's
not
gonna
stopping.
put that first loss on Landry Ward. Unbelievable contest. 13, 12. Landry Ward's got him here.
Look at that, even 10
Perez has
seconds
got to
left.
get out of there. Landry
Holy
Ward, one
cow.
last flurry. Left wide open.
Landry going at it, Perez. Max. Slobber knocker, man. Slobber knocker.
Unbelievable. Two champions,
Wow.
but that guy, his crowning achievement.
Man.
Landry Ward knows it. What a moment.
It's a crime scene.
Our main event was many things. One of the fights of the year for sure. USA versus Mexico. Jair Perez says he loves to see the colors of his flag. Looks like he will be able to raise it high as we get the official decision from Lupe Contreras.
Después de 3 vueltas de mucha más acción, los jueces Celis y Toledo entregan tarjetas idénticas de 30-27 after 3 rounds of much more action. Judges Celis and Toledo turn in identical scores of 30-27. Y el juez Green anotó 29-28. Judge Green scores it 29-28. All 3 in favor of the winner by way of unanimous decision. Los 3 a favor del vencedor por decisión unánime. Puro Nuevo León, México. El Lupe, Jair Perez.
I hope Landry Ward doesn't torture himself. I mean, he's going to. He's never felt this, but he was brave in this fight. But Jair Perez is the story, and maybe he gets that Copa Combate. Next week, Seba Santana versus Christian Puas Perez. We have awaited the return of Puas. It's happening next Friday night live on Paramount Plus and throughout the world. Check your local listings. We said it was going to be a card that we wouldn't forget, but I had no idea, Rodolfo, it would be this good.
I should be a Nostradamus here. Good stuff from for the women, the men. Everyone excelled. Great performance. I can't sleep tonight, Max.
That'll put a bow on it. On behalf of Ari Izquierdo, Victor Bagué, Rodolfo Roman, my name is Max Bretos. Plácido Domingo!